Livingston 0, Celtic 3. I've got Darren and Kenny with me to go over it. Darren, always difficult coming here, but I think that's a job well done.
Aye, especially when you've suffered a defeat in Europe. There's always a chance of a European hangover, and then coming here where the pitch is obviously notoriously bad. I think the main thing is just not just to get a win, but comfortably get a win. Obviously, again, there was a bit of a change to the team with Forrest coming in. Still get the same defence, which has worried because we have injuries, but that defence has actually been pretty good. I thought Liam Scales today was fantastic. We started off the game alright. I think we dominated the ball, especially in the wide areas on that left hand side. I thought Maeda and Taylor really got a lot of joy. I just wish Maeda maybe took players on and got to byline, got a few more crosses in, but other than that, it was a great ball for Taylor into Hatate and comfortably win the penalty. And I think that first goal, maybe 10 minutes, settles the crowd, settles the team. And I think in the half-time approaching, you're just going to go in and coast it in the second half. I think we did do that, but obviously the red card kind of throws a span on the works. Bit of a moment of madness for Reo Hart, but I'm sure normally he's used to playing on grass surface, a slippery grass surface, and 9 times out of 10, things like that he would normally deal with. And it sets us back a wee bit, but I thought the team were quite professional coming out playing with 10 men. We never looked like we were under any threat, especially being a man down, so a job well done.
Aye, Kenny, we've come to a plastic pitch already this season and came away with a defeat, and these games are always fraught with danger coming here. We've had good results in the last few visits now, but there's always that thought in the back of your mind coming off the back of a European game, but I thought we dealt with the game really well today.
I think we were more pragmatic today. I mean, when we went down to 10 men, in my mind the always thing to do is probably take Hatate off and just play with your wingers, but this is where Brendan Rodgers excels. Brendan Rodgers has got a really quick brain when it comes to difficult tactical situations, and he's decided to go effectively a 4-3-2, keep that control in the middle of the park, because they weren't closing down McGregor, and when McGregor's not getting closed down, you own the middle of the park, and we did own the middle of the park. So he sort of sacrificed width to keep that structure in the middle of the park, and that really benefited us because Maeda and Kyogo up front, they can spin off, they can go wide, they can still get your width just with their brains, and that's where our second goal came from. Kyogo did spin out into a wide position. So I think playing with 10 men, we didn't really look as if we were a man down because of the system. And at the back, Darren's absolutely right. Scales and Lagerbielke deserve a bit of credit. That's a tough surface, playing against giants, dry surface, ball bobbling around, but they just kept it pretty simple today. And for me, the best player on the park was Matt O'Riley. He was like a Rolls Royce there. That's a difficult surface for someone. Rodgers always talks about quality on the ball. He always wants quality on the ball. He's got it in abundance with him. He's used to the ball, how careful he was, getting a crucial goal. Excellent outing from Matt O'Riley. So a great look to come to a bogey ground with heavy legs from Europe, traditionally bogey ground, and come away with a 3-0 win when you've played with 10 men for an hour. That's a real headline result.
Aye, it's excellent. Darren, you know what Livingston are going to do when you come here. I mean, every day it looks like they only sign players over 6'5", doesn't it? There's so many giants in the team.
A basketball team.
Aye, they launch the ball forward, they put you under pressure, but as Kenny says, the defence really stood up today. The two centre-halves were good. Scales had one wee awkward header in the first half, but aside from that, he was impeccable. Thought Taylor was really good in the game. Johnson loves a physical battle, so he handled it well. And I think in the second half, you're just looking for that second goal to give us the control, because a man down, guarding a 1-0 lead, it doesn't take much to change it, but I thought we handled the second half really, really well.
You're right, Paul, and especially in terms of like the physical battle with Livingston, because like you said, it's a massive team, and a question that's been asked of Celtic's team is the lack of physicality, especially in the middle of the park, and I thought we dealt with that well. And then getting the second goal, I thought the first goal in the red card, not to play to our advantage, but I thought it could kind of give Livingston that false sense of security to maybe push up a wee bit, and they did. I wouldn't say they went full on attack at us, which they would never do, but they did open up a wee bit and try and create a few chances, which benefited us, because that second goal, it kind of came from almost a long ball, and Kyogo gets in behind. If it's nothing each, or we're playing 11 men, he probably doesn't get a chance to do that.
Kenny, 3 red cards in the last 60 minutes of football or something, I think it was. But as you say, we dealt well with it. What do you make of the sending off? What was your view of it?
I was in with the Green Brigade with my 6-year-old boy, which I couldn't really see much of anything up the other end. But I mean, it looked clumsy. It looked like he's just careered outside his. He should be outside his box, right? I mean, and he's wiped him out. Presumably VAR's validated it, and it is a red card. Now, Reo Hart's had a great season. However, we're still in the early stages of the season, and that's the last 2 games where he's let us down pretty badly. He's going to be missing against Motherwell away. Motherwell away is going to be difficult because they're a team in form, and Scott Bain, although he was he wasn't really
He had
tested
that one
there.
in the second half where he just totally fell asleep and Nubly took it off him.
Yeah. I mean, that's classic Scott Bain. He can look sort of reasonably comfortable, but you're only a minute away from him being a liability. So I'm a bit worried actually going to Fir Park with Scott Bain. I don't know where Benjamin Siegrist is. I'd rather he was in goal, but it seems to be a bit of a mystery what's happening with him. So, yeah, look, Hart's going to have to... He's going to have to recover from this quickly because he was under pressure at the start of the season effectively for his position. He sort of solidified that, but you don't get too many chances. There's a bit of a pattern with Joe Hart that he's becoming error-prone and he's getting older. I like him, but a little bit worrying again today.
Yeah, Darren, a lot of good performances further up the pitch as well. Matt O'Riley, I thought Maeda and Kyogo, as Kenny covered earlier, they ran so much for the team. It goes to 4-3-2 and those two are the only two up top and they have to cover basically central and wide. But Kyogo sets up the second goal. Maeda has so many good chances today and then he waits to the final minute to smash one in for the edge of the box with his weaker foot and he two glorious easy chances that he passed up, but that is just Maeda sometimes,
It's
isn't
just typical Daizen Maeda. Like on the ball, he can be an absolute nightmare at times. And for most of that game, it was that heavy touch, the slack pass or overrunning it out the pitch, and that's just what you need to expect from him. He's not the perfect player, and I've said on this channel before, like, during games I chuck a hell of a lot of abuse at him, and then when I look back and I see the stuff he does off the ball, it is really important. And I thought that playing Kyogo there on that right hand side was actually pretty good because I don't think Maeda's got that kind of quality ball. And I was actually quite surprised because they took Kyogo off, who was playing on the right hand side, and then took O on to play in the middle and invert Maeda back. So it was good to have a bit of versatility up front, yeah.
Daizen Maeda basically does the running for two players, doesn't he? So he's the ideal type of player when you're down to 10 men. I thought again, just ran himself into the ground.
I mean, quite often I'll come on here and get frustrated with him. He deserves a lot of credit in that match. Look, great finish at the end. For every one of those he scores, he misses 3, but it wasn't that impressed me about him today. He was so dogged out on that left-hand side. A big part of the fact that it didn't look like we were down to 10 men was because he was acting as two people on that left-hand side. Yeah. Incredible work rate. The amount of times that their attacks just broke down out of pure persistence, pace and determination from Maeda was really important. So I think for me, Scales and O'Riley deserve a big mention, but Maeda's right up there today in terms of one of our top performers.
Aye, absolutely. A good 3 points, Darren, puts the pressure on Rangers playing tomorrow, and we come out of a really difficult venue comfortably.
Yeah, definitely. They're obviously playing tomorrow after a Thursday, Sunday. That's never good. We've been in that situation and it can always be a bit of a banana skin, the European hangover. So listen, as long as we keep putting that pressure on them, what is it now, 7 points, we control the things, we're in the driving seat, so let's just keep pushing on that. Like, is it Motherwell next week? Let's just keep going.
Yeah, Kenny Motherwell next week, a free week because it's a League Cup quarter-finals. We're obviously not in that competition, so plenty of time to prepare for that. We don't often get 3 weeks, but we've just got to go and back it up next week. Yeah,
and we're going to need it because we're threadbare at the back, playing in AstroTurf after a European away game. The guys are going to need a week off. It's we'd like to be in the League Cup, but it's a bit of a blessing in disguise in terms of giving them a rest. And that'll be a tough outing next week. Yeah. But if we can come through, I think when we first saw the fixture list come out, if we can get through this first quartile of games, when I thought when I saw them even level at the top of the league, that would be a decent outcome. Yeah. We've got a chance now to protect a 4-point lead. If we're 4 points ahead through this first quarter, we're in such a strong position. But next week is a big part of that. It's one of the big hurdles within that first quarter. So look, full week's rest. I don't know if anyone will be back, probably not, so we'll probably need to go again with the same 11, but it's in a grass park, and onwards and upwards. Rodgers is building a bit of a connection with the fans again, it would seem.
Well, we just on that, by the way, you see the wee boy running on at the end, and then Rodgers fights the steward. He might have seen his opportunity, didn't he? That's get the fans back on side with that one.
Yeah, I love that.
Darren, last one on today, man of the match. Who is it for you?
Well, it's obviously going to be between Scales and O'Riley, mate. I was still thinking that there while you were talking to Kenny there. I was just trying to make up my mind who I was going to pick. I'm going to give it to Liam Scales, mate. I'm sure you will both say O'Riley, but I think just Liam Scales purely because he's been thrust into this team. I think I said it when we've done the Rangers video. I'll probably just copy and paste exactly what it says. Pelters of abuse for the St Johnstone game. And let's be honest, if there wasn't injuries, he wouldn't be playing. But he's came in and he's took his opportunity well, and he's probably one of our most informed players just now. So Liam Scales.
He stood up well today, Scales. It's Matt O'Riley for me, Kenny.
Yeah, O'Riley. I just thought he's so classy. We've lacked a bit of class this season. We've not Hatate's. You normally get that with Hatate. He's not been at his best. But he's coming to the fore, and you sensed that at the start of the season with his comments about the change of management and how sort of valued he felt, and that's coming through now. So he at the moment's probably our key man.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go, 3-0 to the Hoops. Like this video, please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you during the week for the build up to that game at Fir Park. Thank you.